Coming up on DMG Boxing, another one of the talented undefeated fighters signed to DMG, S3, Samuel Arnold III, comes in 12-0 undefeated. He takes on the animal, Vaughn Alexander. Coming up next on DMG Boxing.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vaughn the Animal Alexander.
Vaughn the Animal Alexander, battle-tested veteran, comes in with a record of 19-14-2. 12 of his 19 wins by way of knockout. Had a great start as a pro, 12-0. But, you know, he's fought tough opposition. He's coming off a unanimous decision loss to John Torres, who is now 11-0-1. And things don't look to get any easier for the animal here against S3.
No, he's been with a lot of top-level young pros on their way up, some of them becoming world champions. And look, he's very, very tough and really hard to stop. Only seen him stop twice, one to the body, and then one kind of started with a shot on the back of the head. So we'll see Arnold's power tonight. Yeah, once fought Thomas O'Toole in Fenway Park. Let's meet his opponent, S3.
And his opponent, Samuel S3 Arnold.
S3, you know, DMG's David Mishry said of Samuel Arnold III that this guy he sees as a generational talent. We'll see if that's the case. So far, so good out of Texas. This guy is a specimen, 6'3", comes in a perfect 12-0 with 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout, guys.
Yeah, 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout, 5 of them in the first round and the other 3 within 3 rounds. So we'll see how he does, and if he could get Alexander, it's gonna be a tough test to get him out early.
Promises his best performance yet as we take a look at how the A3 match up with our tail of the tape.
A bit, again, big age difference and the height advantage as well for Sam Arnold, as well as the reach. And Sam gets really good leverage using that power when he can hide that right hand behind the jab.
For this 8-round battle, Ray Flores.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 rounds. This in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting to my left out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the black and the red, weighing in officially at 169 pounds. His record includes 19 wins, 14 losses, 2 draws, a dozen victories coming by way of knockout. Hailing from St. Louis, Missouri, ladies and gentlemen, here is Vaughn the Animal Alexander. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He comes in wearing the black trunks, trimmed with the blue and the white, weighing officially at 170 pounds. As a professional, he is perfect. 12 bouts, 12 victories, 8 of those coming by way of a knockout. Joining us from Dallas, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the unbeaten Samuel S3 Arnold.
Coach, on this side, please. Okay, Coach. Everything on the top of this letter up is going to be good. Middle of the numbers here up is going to be good. Gentlemen, you got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up.
Clash in the light heavyweight division. The animal, Vaughn Alexander, the family tradition, is the sweet science. He's the brother of 2-division champion Devin Alexander. And the veteran looks to catch lightning in a bottle here against the undefeated S3. S3, 17 years younger than his adversary here, guys.
Yeah, a little bit of an age disparity there. Now, Alexander's an extremely tough dude. It is hard to hurt him. You see he keeps his hands low. He is okay taking shots off the head. We'll see how real Arnold's power is. If he could hurt Alexander, especially the head, that's going to make a big statement here tonight.
8 knockout victories for S3s, coming out of a round 3 knockout over Julio Cesar Ortega, who was 9-1. So that record not necessarily padded for S3s. He's beaten some tough opposition.
Yeah, he's had a few quick knockouts as well with the likes of like Brightest Prescott. Now he's coming out using his jab tonight as Alexander's kind of just working his way in and staying behind the guard. But those jabs are sneaking through already. But Alexander will continue to come forward unless you could hurt him. Yeah,
and why not utilize that jab, Jonathan? As you like to say, S3 could hit you from a different area code.
He certainly can. It's a different zip code. This guy's as long as the day. He's got long legs, long arms, big reach advantage, and he's doing a good job of utilizing that stick, landing that jab to the head and to the body.
Yeah, and Alexander's actually doing a nice job right now of working his way in. You see him leaning back but sneaking that front foot forward and trying to get in position to land his own little shot. Now he's not very active and will loop his shots and likes to be in close. So it would do Arnold well to use that jab, and he could really have a field day just using it if he chose to.
Alexander, as you mentioned, doing a good job getting inside, but then he's got to start throwing once he gets there. He's closing the gap, but
yeah,
got to get active, does the animal.
That's kind of his style against these guys in the early rounds. But Arnold's allowing him to walk his way in. He could use that jab as much as he wants to and pot shot from distance with those long arms, and he's finally kind of starting to do it, taking his time early, and there he tried to sneak in a short right hand.
Yeah, S3 dug to the body, and now body head there for the animal. Vaughn Alexander, been in there with a lot of tough customers as Alexander, great veteran, and a great test for S3.
Yeah, and the real answer to the test would be if he could actually hurt Alexander, because the man has been taking a lot of punishment and is really hard to stop, as I said, only twice, one of those being at the body.
Yeah, tough out, Alexander. And you know, when you look at the body style and the size, Jonathan, of S3, you might think, power puncher, this guy's such an athlete, but he's a 7-time national champion. He was really brought up as a pure boxer, and the power has been coming on as of late.
He reminds me a little bit of Deontay Wilder. He's really long and he knows how to fight long, but he throws power shots. Even his jab has power behind it. A lot of zip in his punches. But he's going up there against a battle tank, and it's really hard to take out a tank unless you got a missile.
Yeah, gotta have the heavy artillery, and the first round comes to a close. All right, well, feeling out process, bit of a methodical pace in the first round of action there. Jonathan, anything that stuck out to you? We take a good look into the red corner there. Samuel Arnold Jr., his dad, family tradition.
Yeah. I'd say he's probably, is he Sam 2, S2?
Yeah, there you go. John Pruna and O'Neill Nelson in there as well.
Now, there's Vaughn Alexander. This is nothing new to him. And he's got another Alexander, another father in the corner. A matchup between two corners as far as dads go. Now, it's interesting to see the pace that Arnold chose to fight that round. He kind of let Alexander walk his way in and was trying to land uppercuts on the inside. Now we'll see if he changes that game plan at all and uses that jab and that 1-2, or maybe he's just trying to work on that inside game especially.
If this thing were to go to a draw, I think it's stipulated that the dads have to get in there and settle it.
Oh man, we have to get him licensed.
So again, Vaughn Alexander, he really can close that distance, guys, and you got to think he's getting his range, but he's got to get busy.
Yes. Well, Arnold's allowing him to. He could use that jab all night if he chose to and use his feet, but he's kind of staying planted and trying to load up on some shots, especially on the inside. You saw him work those uppercuts when Alexander did get in close.
Dig into the body there is S3, Samuel Arnold III.
Yeah, Arnold's trying to find his way around that guard of Alexander, and look, Alexander kind of protects that body more than the head, even at this age. He would rather take a good headshot than a good body shot, and that's why he keeps his arm so low. And kind of leaves that top of the head open.
12-0 S3 has been well traveled, has fought in Philly, Texas, Kansas City, was fought in the Team Combat League as well.
I think both these guys have been in the Team Combat League.
There you have it.
Both St. Louis natives.
Good little left hook right there from Alexander.
Yeah, crisp.
The Team Combat League, you go in there for 1 round, and these guys have got 8 to work here.
Yeah, now that league is great for keeping these guys active, and now Alexander himself has been extremely active. I believe he's got already, it might be his 4th fight this year, I'll have to look, but he stays active and knows what he's doing in the ring, but he conserves his energy and kind of walks you down, keeps that guard tight like that, the head's open, and then will choose to try and shoot those looping shots.
Vaughn Alexander getting a little bit busier when he gets inside, went to the body a couple times as well as a left upstairs.
Yeah, it's Alexander's 4th fight this year. He is extremely active, and even with that activity, only been stopped twice.
He's tough, and he's patient.
Mm-hmm. And now,
we talked about Team Combat League. He's had 5 fights in TCL just in this year alone.
yeah, he's very, very comfortable in that ring, and he's comfortable taking shots like he is right there. Now, he is doing a nice job pressuring Arnold to the corner without even throwing punches, and that's mostly due to Arnold's lack of the jab and not keeping him off him. As you see him right there, he's trying to now, but it's harder when he's already smothered in the corner and can't use those long arms and get that leverage on it.
Well, it really, really takes away kind of a primary weapon. If he could keep that distance inside, so definitely a better round here for Vaughn Alexander.
Yes.
Is he doing enough to win the round? I guess.
I don't know.
To find that out, we go to the unofficial King card.
You guys are going to put me on the spot again?
Well, that's kind of your job.
Well,
Unofficially.
I'm going with Sam Arnold. I think he used the jab well. I think he fought well in tough positions in that round. Very close round. Alexander had a much better round than he did in the first, but I'm still with Sam Arnold, 2 rounds to none on my unofficial scorecard.
I'm with you on the on him winning the round, but I don't think Arnold used the jab as well as he should have. Like you can see right here, he shoots that one in the body, but he doesn't follow up on it at all. He waits till Alexander's already in the corner. He could use that length, use his feet, and really get leverage and snap that right hand on. It's a little bit tougher when he's backed up into the corner. He has to rely on those hooks and uppercuts.
Vaughn Alexander did get a little bit more prolific when he'd back him up there. Went to the body a couple times, upstairs to the head. So it's certainly a closer round there.
Now, there is something, too. There's possibly Arnold knows Alexander. He knows he's a durable dude. Maybe he's conserving a little bit of energy early and not trying to, kind of throw these wild shots and try and get him out of there in those first 2 rounds. Take his time, as he does have all those early stops. So he's probably might be trying to get a few rounds in and work on his game, especially on the inside.
Good point. Got to wonder, though, if S3 will, pick up the pace as the fight goes on and gets into deeper water.
Yeah, once he kind of starts realizing that there's not too much coming back out of him, Alexander's very much my turn, your turn. If you're punching, he's going to be in the guard, and then he waits till you're done until he gets his off.
So you think more volume from Arnold?
I think volume and combination
beneficial?
would be very beneficial to him, because when Alexander goes in that guard, he rarely will punch in between punches. He will wait till you're done and then try and counter you.
Yeah, but that defense of Alexander as well makes him tough to hurt, and he, like you mentioned, he is durable. Yeah. He's only been finished twice.
Well, he's got that interesting defense. You can see he keeps those hands low, and he's okay taking those shots off the side of the head. Now, not a good strong right hand from there. Not every punch from Arnold has to land. He could throw some pitter-patter punches and kind of set up those big shots. He's kind of throwing all these shots hard right now. He could change speeds and try and slowly break that guard down, and while conserving energy and loading up on that one big shot at the end.
He's utilizing the jab again, is Arnold. Tripled up on it, quadruple now.
But one at a time on it.
Yep.
And he's giving Alexander a chance to throw. He's looking for a counter, is Arnold. I'm not sure if he's trying to time a little right uppercut under a left hook, but he's allowing Alexander to walk forward.
Battles his way out of the corner there momentarily. Little two-punch combination. Finish with the left there.
And you see when he uses his jab, he could control. He could do it all night if he wants to, but he's kind of just circling left and right and allowing Alexander to get him in the corner. Now Alexander's not really doing much when he's in there, and Arnold's still winning, but just he could use that jab a little bit more.
It closes the gap, Jonathan, and you know it's got to be a little bit frustrating because although Arnold uses that jab, he does it in tight, and he's trying to circle out, get some distance. And just when you get out of there, look at that. You got Vaughn, the Animal Alexander, right back in your face.
Yeah, he's trying to circle away, trying to create a little bit of distance, using his hand to frame. Alexander doing a good job of digging to the body there.
And you saw Arnold, that's what we're looking for at the beginning. He caught that, it was a catch and counter. He caught that left hook and shot the right uppercut on the inside.
Final seconds of the round now. The tough and durable Animal, Vaughn Alexander, executing his game plan, moving forward, hanging in there, staying tough. And we're gonna take a look back at the action here.
We'll see, this is kind of how that whole round went, with Alexander kind of pressing him down and not really throwing too much, and then Arnold looking for a counter.
Nice looping shot to the body by
And
S3.
there's that right uppercut that he was looking for on the ropes. Right when that left hook touches his arm, he shoots the uppercut.
Arnold several times tried to circle out, get some distance, and the Animal always right in your face. Getting away from this guy's like trying to get away from Jason Voorhees in Camp Crystal Lake. Every time you turn around, he's right there.
Yeah, well, now the Animal is 39 years old as well, and Arnold is 22. So I would like to see him. I truly do believe he is working on his inside game, because that was probably his weakest point. He's great on the outside, using that really when he could get behind that right hand, but he could circle a little bit more and work on that as well.
Talking about S3?
Talking about S3, because you can see he's very, he kind of plants and then throws. That's what a lot of power punchers do, so they could get behind it. But he could work on, punching and moving. Good little right hand of the body right there from Alexander.
Sure was.
One of the things I've noticed, Arnold's pretty much abandoned the body attack. He's just strictly head hunting here.
That's because Alexander as well just kind of gives you that head. He leaves his arms down. He's more, because like we were talking about, there's Arnold trying to find his way around.
Changed it up there, did S3, but he's constantly on his back foot because Alexander just keeps pushing back.
Yes.
But he's not doing enough, at least on my card, to score here. He of course, he's bullying S3, keeping him up against the ropes, but it's S3 who's landing the bigger shots.
Oh,
yes.
Agreed.
S3 is winning the fight. Alexander is there to get you better and develop you as a pro, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's showing Arnold, he's making Arnold move backwards and fight off the ropes, and that is something that Arnold's not used to because of his big power. Everyone is usually trying to kind of avoid that and stay out of the way of that, but Alexander is a little rough in there.
Yeah, getting a little chippy in there. These two got tied up. They'll touch gloves. A little bit of a wrestling match broke out here in this bout. And yeah, you're right. Alexander's somebody that is going to pose a test, stay right in S3's face, and kind of simulate what could happen as S3 continues to move up the ranks. And he gets somebody that's going to cut off the ring, but somebody that's probably going to throw with a lot more volume.
Yeah, you're dead on that. Somebody that will push you into the back of the ring, but that you get the good test of somebody that will get you in the corner but won't really throw at you. And if he does, it's usually one at a time. You see Alexander kind of going into that cross arm guard as well.
Cross arm guard, shades of George Foreman from back in the day.
Yeah. Now, it's very tough to punch out of that, but like we talked about earlier, Alexander is not really trying to punch in between shots and counter you. He's mostly just waiting for his chance.
He's matching the footwork of Samuel Arnold, and that's enabled him to stay right in the pocket. But as you guys mentioned, he's really not doing
a little overhand right now. Arnold could also use his jab and turn him into the corner himself. Like right here, he could shoot a little check hook and spin Alexander into the corner. Right now, he's just circling left and right, and he just keeps getting tracked to each of the side of the ring.
Alexander did throw a couple good shots in there throughout, but just too few and far between.
Yeah.
He's got the, you know, he's got the body positioning. He cuts off the ring. I mean, if this guy could just uncork and throw, he could very much be in this fight because he forces S3 to kind of change his mentality in the way that he attacks offensively. Because, as you mentioned, S3 is the one that's very much used to walking people down.
Now, that's also why Arnold or Alexander is so extremely active. He's the perfect guy for this, to give you rounds, be durable, and let you really work on stuff without being too much of a threat to blue chip prospects. He will beat, you know, guys that are not up to Arnold's level.
Yep. Jonathan, how do you see it so far, my man?
I got Arnold pitching a shutout so far, pitching a shutout.
Round 5 coming your way here. DMG Boxing, the historic Fox Theater in Pomona, California.
And we're back to the same old story of this fight, which is Arnold being on the back foot, but not really being able to punch off the back foot quite yet. He will shoot some check left hooks and occasional jabs every once in a while, but like right here is a perfect opportunity to try and kind of work out of that spin and turn Alexander, but he's mostly just trying to find his own exits.
Again, cuts off the ring, does Alexander, but you know, I'm begging him to throw here. He could very much be in this fight if he would just let those hands go a little bit, Jonathan.
Yes. Yeah, right now he's just playing the bull to S3's Matador.
You know, and on the flip side, if you're S3, you know, do you start to throw with more volume if you know, hey, look, this guy's going to get me, he's going to back me up, he's not going to throw, he's not going to hurt me here. Time to go, time to, you know, pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's a good time to work on. Not every punch has to be hard. Not every shot has to be a knockout shot. You could just land some shots. You could set up some shots, keep that guard occupied, and then kind of load up on a shot when that opening's there instead of trying to break a guy like Alexander who will not throw until you're done with your combination.
You know, because truth be told, it doesn't take much to out-throw Alexander, who's throwing barely at all. But on the same foot, S3 is not throwing a ton in his own right.
No, because he's not quite sure yet, like you see right there. He has to have his feet planted to throw those power shots because he hasn't quite worked on this part of this game, and that's what's so good about a guy like Alexander is he's will let Arnold know that, yeah, this part of your game, you could still work on a bit. Yeah. And right there was his first kind of turn.
Slipped him there, nicely done. Yeah, it really does become, though, very valuable experience, you know, in the progression of S3.
Yeah, you kind of learn that when I do land my good shot that I'm used to guys falling down on, this guy's still standing and walking me down. And there's another, see that he tried to do a turn again, he got warned. A little obvious on it because he hasn't, that's a new part of his game that he's developing.
That was damn near an Irish whip there, Jonathan. Yeah. Should have followed that up with a clothesline.
You know, Alexander seems to have the right game plan for SC, but he's not doing enough with the space that he obtains. He does a great job getting inside, but not throwing enough punches in volume here to score.
That's precisely it. I mean, he's got, you know, they say in real estate, it's location, location, location. He's got the location. He's gotta build on that empty lot that he's got there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it ain't gonna happen. He's done this about, how many fights does he have now? He's 19, 14, and 2. He's done this his whole career.
More action is going to be coming your way, including our big 6-round fight later on as Claudia Fernanda Lopez, and you've got Ivan Calderon in there training, but she will be taking on the undefeated Chelsea Anderson, who Jonathan King had a chance to speak to here at the start of the event. Chelsea Anderson 7-0, coming off of a little bit of a one-year layoff, but looks to get right back on the saddle.
Yeah, you know, she's an outstanding young fighter, and the sky's the limit for her. She could be just 1 or 2 fights away from contender spot. We still got this Donnybrook in front of us here.
I don't know if I'd call this Donnybrook.
Well,
gotta be a few more punches thrown for a Donnybrook. This is just a bubbling brook.
Yeah, Alexander's doing a little bit of talking now. And he's kind of changed his game. He's kind of not pressuring, but staying a little bit back. Maybe Alexander's trying to land his own counter now. That is not his game. But once again, the inactivity and volume of Arnold.
And you could sense that S3 in the last round was getting a little bit frustrated as he would circle out, kind of trying to bully Alexander around and get some distance. And he's been hard pressed to catch a breath in terms of getting that distance where he can really unleash.
Yeah, now Arnold's in the corner looking for a counter. Alexander's not really giving it to him because he's aware of that himself. Alexander's a pro. He's like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to bait me into something. I'm not going to give it to you. And now he just smothers it and is trying to work his way in and take those long arms out of the equation for Arnold.
S3 starts to put some punches together here. Getting more aggressive as this thing wears on. But again, tough to do when you're constantly moving backwards. There you go, pushing him off, trying to get that distance. But as soon as he gets it, he's got to throw this S3. Because that gap is going to close just like that.
Man, just matching the footwork, staying right in front of him, right in his living room here.
And you'll see Alexander, when he's in there like that, gives you an opportunity to hook his head, but he's okay with it. He's taken a lot of those through his career, and he's not worried about it. He really puts that head on you on the inside and is waiting for a chance to land something. But you got to just have volume and be able to turn him in the corner. Now, you saw Arnold try it earlier. He got warmed, but he could do it with a good check hook as well.
Combination to the body there by the animal, Vaughn Alexander. And now it's starting to move forward a little bit here is Arnold. He's got to take advantage of this. Start throwing that jab, get that distance, and then follow it up.
Yeah, it's been absent from the start of this fight. Now he's winning every round.
Sure.
We'll keep that obvious, but there's a lot that he can work on because the higher that you go up these ranks, somebody will force you into the type of fight that you do not want to fight. And the more prepared you are to have all those tools ready to go once you reach the high level, the better off you'll be. So these rounds are valuable.
I'll tell you, someone's got to teach Vaughn Alexander about personal space.
I wonder what he did in the around 2020.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He's smothering the taller guy because that's the safest place to be against a guy like that. You smother those shots.
Another round down, more of the same, rinse and repeat in this one. Momentarily in that round, Justin, Arnold did get that distance, was able to establish the jab a little bit, but didn't get a chance to capitalize too much as we take a look back at the action.
Yes, and then you can see right here is Arnold going backwards. That's not his game right now, is punching, going backwards. He is trying to keep those shots tight, but for how long he is, it's hard for him to get any leverage and whip on those shots, and that's exactly why Vaughn has been pressing him against the ropes.
S3, this may be frustrating for him now, but this is going to lead to growth for him in the future, because when they go back to the gym, I guarantee you they're going to be a lot more phone booth fighting.
Yep. And that's why the guys like Vaughn Alexander are so important in boxing and why he's fought so many blue chip prospects and guys that have gone on to win titles. One of them being a Kazakh-style Janibek. He's the 160-pound champ for one of those belts right now, and he went the distance with Alexander as well. Christian Mbili, another guy that went the distance, another super middleweight that's a big power puncher. So that's what I mean when I say Alexander knows what he's doing as far as going the distance. He doesn't really throw enough to win fights.
But he can survive.
Yeah.
He can take you out of your game plan, that's for sure.
And he'll give you something to work on.
Valuable learning experience for S3. And both guys, this is you would think that the intensity would ratchet up here a little bit, guys, because both fighters from St. Louis. So you got to think there's some serious bragging rights going on.
Yeah, I mean, but this is just the way Alexander fights. That's more on Arnold to try and find a way, and there's a few boos coming in right now because of the lack of activity between both of them.
Yeah, they want to see the action pick up here.
Now Arnold has the space, but he's not throwing anything to capitalize.
He's not using any feints. He's not setting any traps.
It's turning into the St. Louis boos instead of the St. Louis blues here, guys.
It took me a second on that one. I figured, yeah, nice little short right hand, but once again, Alexander's okay taking those. And the inside game right there is what Arnold is going to take home and work on and really improve. You saw him kind of take a little step back and throw a chopping right, but there wasn't much on it. And just right in here, trying to get room to land those hooks and stuff in the corner with those long arms. Now the uppercut he tried.
He started to do a better job, guys, of circling out his S3. But now, you know, once you get that distance, time to throw.
A little bit of a slip right there.
Yeah.
Now, S3 is also probably slightly confused. He's trying to like wait for a counter opportunity, but Alexander's not quite giving it to him because he is so inactive. And when he does throw, he's smart enough to know that there's going to be something coming back out of him, and he gets out of the way, like right there. He anticipated a right hand. And there's a few feints, but he's not biting.
Yep. Like trying to find a turtle that's tucked in that shell, not going to give you much of a target.
Yeah, the way you got to get Alexander is you got to really have volume and try and find an opening to the body. Good short right hand, actually, from Alexander.
Yeah, have this being Alexander's best round of the fight so far.
Yep.
No, still not really doing enough, but he did land some good shots in there, one at a time. St. Louis boos.
Yeah, well, you know, they can't all be winners. No. And, you know, Vaughn Alexander never did exactly clarify what animal he is.
Well, he got an animal with a chin. He could take a lot of shots.
He is.
He just doesn't throw back at you.
After tonight, he's going to be Samuel Arnold's spirit animal.
Final round coming your way.
Now, once again, the experience of Arnold after this, he will be better off for it. You don't want to, you need these fights early so that way if you just keep knocking everybody out in that first round, you don't really develop any of these parts of the game because you don't find those holes yet, and then somebody exposes them. Alexander will show you those holes but not expose them.
This is the 8th and final round.
Final round coming your way here between S3 and the animal, Vaughn Alexander, who certainly has proven to be a tough, durable, and frustrating opponent for the undefeated S3. And, you know, but to your point, yes, invaluable learning experience for S3. But what's going to happen to S3 if he gets a guy that can cut off the ring, walk him down, and throw with volume?
Correct. That's why you let him go against Alexander, who will do all those things but throw. So you kind of learn, like, okay, well, I need to really sharpen that part of my game, because if somebody does that to me and they are able to press me against the ropes, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble because that's not my game. Ooh.
Oh, man, good shot there by Alexander. You saw the sweat fly there. He's been biding his time.
And that woke up S3.
And again, out of the 14 losses of Vaughn Alexander, only 2 of those by way of knockout, and his style is certainly leads to that.
Yeah, one of them, I believe, was against Christian Parker from the UK, and that started with a shot behind the head. Alexander got knocked down from it, but he finished the fight standing up, and he was mad when the ref stopped it. He was taking huge shots and still standing there. The only way to really get him out and to hurt him is to the body, and it's tough because he keeps those hands so low.
Well, you mentioned, Jonathan, that you thought the 7th round, perhaps the best of the animal thus far. Decent start here at round 8 for him as well. Caught a pretty meaningful shot.
Yeah, perhaps his best punch of the fight.
Just the fact that Arnold he has to have his feet, I'll say it again, planted like this to throw a shot. He's not great at going backwards. He obviously at his best when he could step into that right hand, and Alexander's taken that away from him. And as well as the jab has been low volume and the activity as well.
Well said. Inside a minute to go now in round 8 in the fight. We'll see if S3 decides to light that fire a little bit. Lead left hook there by S3.
And once again, one at a time with those jabs. And he's got a good one too. He could double up on it and really try and force Alexander backwards just with the jab, but here we go at the end of the round.
Final seconds of the fight. This one comes to a close. The crowd was, I think the crowd was happy to hear the 10-second mallet there, that this thing was coming to a close. Hate to say it, but as you mentioned, it's part of the maturation process of the undefeated S3.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say too, Arnold was preparing for a different opponent that got flipped at the end, and Alexander came in and stepped in and took that. Maybe that played a part, I'm not sure, but a lot to work on still. And he's got the tools. He can work on them and keep improving and really stepping up.
It was an opportunity for S3 to bank some rounds, get put in an uncomfortable position. But if the animal was able to walk him back the way he did here, somebody that's going to throw with some power and some output could put S3 in some very uncomfortable positions. He certainly has some things to work on.
Yeah, Samuel Arnold obviously going to walk away with the victory tonight, but if anything, Vaughn Alexander showed us what Samuel Arnold's kryptonite is. It's fighting inside and going backwards, just like Justin said.
Let's head back inside the ring and make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges see the bout the same, 80-72 for your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Samuel S3 Arnold.
S3 improves to a perfect 13-0, but he's got some things to work on when he goes back to the lab. But still, another notch in the win column. 13-0 for S3.
Yep. And just to correct, Zach Parker that stopped Vaughn Alexander. Zach Parker was in title contention. I believe he lost to John Ryder as well. But those are just the type of level guys that Alexander's been in with.
So for the 13th time in his career, Samuel III gets it done. Arnold,
yeah.
I don't know.
Hey,
I'm getting a little sleepy.
Don't blame you.
Samuel Arnold III, S3 gets his hand raised.
Yeah,
Or
hopefully
action coming your way here at DMG.
Chelsea could wake you up with a big right hand or something.
Yeah. Bound to happen.